It is time. SBR Madness College Basketball Big Card today for March 13th. Maxwell Smart alongside Max. Welcome in. How's this morning treating you?
Unfortunately, Drew, it's not treating me very well because the right state sons of bitches decided to blow my SBR Madness play of the day. Not only did they fall behind in the first half, they decided to get frustrated and show visible signs of frustration on the court in the second half, which I believe stopped them from being able to think clearly and make a comeback and beat Northern Kentucky. So I tip my hat to Northern Kentucky. They played a complete game. They made me look like an asshole. So I hope that they choke on a chicken bone and that they lose in a disgusting rout when they enter the tournament.
It's all right, Max. You still look good. You shave the neck. You got the beard going. The hat, the color coding is looking good, man. You're not an asshole. You just lost a bet. 1-1 on the day for play of the day. You've been carrying me. Yesterday I got you. It's all good, man. We'll hopefully go for 2-0 today. If you got it on the early slate for the play of the day, we'll fire it out today. If not, on the early show. If not, we'll get it in the afternoon show. But one thing I noticed from looking at this card, it's a lot bigger than yesterday's card, Max. So, as these bigger conference tournaments start getting into it, with some of them four games total with some of the bigger conferences, man, there's a lot of games on the slate. So we got a lot to get through today. What are the kind of spots you're looking for here? Early tournament in the bigger conferences, and also some smaller conferences getting later in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm looking at pretty much everything on the board except for my most hated conference of the hat that I'm wearing, Pac-12. I don't bet it. I don't watch it. I don't care about it. If there's a tournament game involving a Pac-12 team, it's a pass and stay away from me. I don't trust the volatility of these teams. I can't stand watching this conference this year. They need to really do something with the coaching standard, and then I can maybe go back to it next year. But as far as today, everything else is on the board except for Pac-12 games.
Okay, not Pac-12 from Max. He's got everything else on the board, knows the small conferences really well, so we'll hit on a lot of those. Get some bets out there. Max kind of likes the volume, not the godfather of volume, but he'll throw a bunch of plays out there. Also want to give some love to Heritage, some love to SBR. Thanks for having us on. The sponsors of the show is Heritage, a great sports book. Check that out as well. And we got the Final Four. Two watchers will be going to the Final Four, all expenses paid for as far as the flight and the hotel. So you can bring a buddy, bring your girlfriend, bring whatever. As far as all you got to do is check out SBR Sports Picks for all the information, but have an account. Make a bet, take a screenshot, and tweet it out and include SBR Sports Picks in there, and you will be entered to win two airline tickets and 4 nights in a hotel at the Final Four with tickets to the Final Four. So check that out on SBR Sports Picks. Max, we got an early start here, 11:30 a.m. I believe it's 9:30 a.m. local time. Sacramento State, Northern Arizona. We got 142 as the total with Sacramento State 2.5 in this one. I'll admit, Max, I haven't bet either of these two teams all year long. So if you got a strong bet, this might be my first bet on either of these two teams. But how are you seeing this top of the board matchup? Really early tip off.
Yeah, I'm seeing this. I got two bets already in on this game. One is not going to be a popular pick because of the side that I'm choosing. I'm taking Northern Arizona in this game. I know that this is a very poor Northern Arizona team, but what I've been seeing from Carlos Hines and John Andre, who is their 6'7" swing scorer, and Carlos Hines, their point guard, who can score the ball as long as he's not taking 3-point shots, where he does shoot poorly from distance. I think that this is the better scoring team against the Sacramento State team. The Sacramento State team just had to go through the gauntlet of the Montana schools, went 1-1. I give them credit towards that. But this Northern Arizona team has been picking it up. They just beat Northern Colorado. And I think that they have a good shot to at least cover this 2.5 points. Both these teams are going to play loose 3-point defense. Both are going to shoot decent free throw percentage. And I think that they're both capable of making 3-point shots and forcing turnovers, which could lead to fast breaks and open and easy buckets. The way I'm playing this game is I'm playing Northern Arizona for half a unit plus 2.5 right now. And I'm playing a half a unit on the first half under and half a unit on the full game over. So for the full game over, I got 142. And for the first half under, I got 67. So I'm looking to go on this for 3 half unit plays. It's not going to be a popular pick. I may have to hold my nose, and I may have to bow my head in shame later on. But I'm riding Northern Arizona. So let's do this.
Okay, Northern Arizona, first half under and full game over. So the old under in the first half, over for full game, man. And what's the reasoning behind that as far as the under and the over in not doing the same in both?
Well, because with the early start, there definitely could be a little bit of sleepiness. And then obviously once you play the team for 20 minutes, you make adjustments at halftime, and then the scoring may pick it up. It's all going to come down to, can Sacramento State keep Northern Arizona cold from the 3-point line? This is a 3-point oriented offense that tries to average at least 9 makes a game.
I like it, Max. And that is, early start, 9:30 a.m. local time. This one is in Boise. The Lumberjacks, Northern Arizona versus the Hornets from Sacramento State in the Big Sky Conference Tournament. Max, it's early, man. 9:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m. Pacific. If you're on the West Coast, let us know, man. It's in the chat box. Let us know, because it is early, but hopefully we can get some winners in your pocket. Max with 3 on the first game of the board. It's going off in not too long, under 2 hours. Northern Arizona plus 2.5, over 142 full game, and under first half 67. 3 half unit bets there for 1.5 already in play for Maxwell Smart on Twitter at Maxwell Smart 420. Corey, welcome in. Let's get this bag today. Rough day yesterday. Yeah, we got to go do a bounce back overall for today. Indy, welcome in. Jay Lopez, plus 60 units in 3 days. Man, that's pretty crazy. I guess it depends on how you're rating your units, but I'm guessing a lot as far as 5 and 10 units. If you're doing 60 units on a 1 and 2 unit basis, you are the man. We got Isaiah. Drew Daddy, welcome in. Big day yesterday. Hit a big parlay. Trailblazers money line, Spurs money line, Lakers -2, South Alabama, USA, betting them -4. That hit. Michael Halhauser, morning guys. Steve, welcome in. Jorge, don't play. I'm here with a cherry on top, Maxwell. So your boy Jorge is in the house. Is that your boy from long ago, Max? Jorge, don't play.
Yeah, I know Jorge, but I'm definitely asking for all my followers on Twitter and friends and cappers to come in and tune in with us. We already got 140 now. We've only been on for 5 minutes, so I'm feeling pretty good. I definitely want to stop and throw a shout out to a couple guys in the chat that I got a lot of love for. I got a lot of love for guys like Matt Randall, Jeff Lopez, Rico Money, Drew Daddy, Dom Ricci, Josh Meany, Terry Nichols, Christopher Gargio, Ski Profit, of course. Holler at Ski Profit. He has been fucking killing it. 2-0 last night on his Twitter plays. Aspire to a late Twatty Latte, Capper Investments own. Of course, we got to say what's up to Barry Cohen. And, of course, Matt Randall. Taint Play of the Day hit with UMBC. Double OT. It was an ass clencher. Got it done. Very happy about that. Let's get right back into the capping, Drew.
Let's do it, man. And guys, feel free to chime in on the chat what you're betting and why. Would love to hear about it and get you on the show as far as the bets out there. Do you want to stick in the small conferences, or you want to hit some of these big conferences, go in order?
Yeah, let's just go in order. I got some things to say on pretty much all these games.
Let's do it. Clemson, NC State, ACC Tournament second round, -1.5. Clemson, 140.5 as the total. Have at it, man.
Yeah, this Clemson game is going to be a real interesting revenge spot, because if we remember from a couple weeks ago, Clemson had the lead, had the cover, just had to make some fucking free throws. Just had to make some free throws and not turn the ball over stupidly. And what did they do? They turned the ball over stupidly. They didn't make free throws, and Braxton Beverly hit a fucking beautiful game-winning fucking shot. Clemson's going to remember that. Clemson's been playing well as of late. They're finally getting up to the standard that I said in November that this team could make a run in the tournament if they get ideal matchups. Now, I will backtrack on that, but I will say that my man Jeff Lopez, he's on Clemson -1.5, and I think that Clemson gets some revenge tonight. This is going to be a contrast of styles. The road field goal defense for Clemson is 38%. That's 8% better than NC State. They have 32% three-point defense against NC State's 38 three-point offense. So that's going to be contrasting against each other. And then you have who can get to the line and who can actually make their free throws. Because we know NC State's going to make 78% of their free throws. What are we going to get from Clemson? I'm looking for Sheldon Mitchell and Marquise Reed to step up, lead this game, lead this team. And I think that Clemson's going to be able to get some revenge, surprise some people, and I think that they're moving on to the ACC tournament.
Okay, so liking Clemson here, and you're right. It is a rematch of the January 26th regular season ACC game where NC State won at home 69-67 in the game you touched on. NC State's going to look to push the tempo here, Max. And like you touched on, a little contrast to styles. Clemson's not necessarily slow by any means, but they do play good, efficient defense. It's something I like to have in my back pocket. I would rather neutral site, have the good defense. Both of these two teams, as far as power ratings go, in the same vicinity of each other. In your opinion, Max, is the loser of this game still in the tournament?
I think that both these teams are going to make the tournament. I think that just because of the conference that they're in, I think that they just get a lot more exposure, and the committee is going to be biased towards them like they are every year.
Yeah, I agree. Clemson and NC State both comfortably in. We got UMass George Washington up next. Looks like UMass 4.5, 139.5 the total, 629, 630 on the rotation number here on SBR odds. This is a 1 o'clock Eastern tip. You got anything UMass George Washington?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be on UMass here. They got Luwani Pipkins back. They got Rashawn Holloway back. You've really seen Carl Pierre step up. And I can't trust George Washington on a neutral court to not have a bad start like they did at home versus George Mason. This is a team that went 2 for 16 from three-point range, and they rely on that three-point bucket. They did have the emergence of Justin Williams, who did come off the bench at 6'4" and 218 pounds, and did grab some offensive rebounds that we didn't expect him to, and then put some buckets up that we didn't expect him to. He raised his season average from 4 points, and he scored 17. So definitely have to be aware of that. But both these teams are poor starters. Their field goal defense is above 46%. They both play above 35% three-point defense. They can hit their free throws. The turnover situation is what's going to determine if UMass can win and cover this game. They got to cut down on the turnovers. They got to keep up sharing the ball. And they do a good job of that, averaging about 17 assists a game. The thing for UMass is they couldn't stop anyone versus Rhode Island. They let Rhode Island shoot over 65% from the field against them. They hit threes, so that was good. They shot a decent percentage, but it comes down to defense. I think that with a healthier Luwani Pipkins, with some game time underneath, I think that UMass is able to, on a neutral court, cover this 4 points. So I'm on UMass -4.
UMass, the Minutemen, -4 from Maxwell Smart. DA Sports Picks NYC. Dom, what's up, man? Welcome in. As favor, UMass is 1-12 this season. Does that scare you?
No, it doesn't scare me because look what happened with Pitt and Miami yesterday. I said, oh, they have no road wins. They haven't won on the road. I can't trust them. What did they both do? Go on the road, win, and cover. So
I told you on that. That was a tough one, man. I thought that stat had a lot more staying power than it really did, and I was with you. So I lost as well on that one, Max. But does that really change your handicapping? I still don't like it. If a team hasn't won on the road, I'm not going to look to bet them at a neutral site. I think that it's just small sample size, 2 losses. I still like the stat, no, Max?
I like the stat. I'm going to use the stat again, but I have to also take it with a grain of salt and think about what the situation, what the time of year is, and what's at stake. And what we saw yesterday from Pitt specifically was they were hungry. Their two guys, Trey McGowan and Xavier Johnson, stepped up and produced. That's what happened at this time of year in these tournaments. And I think that UMass, regardless of their ATS record at on the road, thanks for pointing that out, Dom. Got much love for Dom Ricci. I just think that UMass is the more talented team, and I can't trust what I've been watching and seeing from guys like Maceo Jackson, DJ Williams. I need them to be balling out against UMass. I don't think that they're going to be able to today, so I'm taking the Minutemen.
Okay. And yeah, we did do the Clemson NC State game. I don't have a bet on it. Did you get locked in on the Clemson NC State game?
Yeah, I'm on Clemson -1.5.
Okay. Writing all these bets down. We got 1-12 UMass as a favorite this season. Good stat there, Dom. Jay Lopez, UMass first half ? Did you have any opinion there on a half wise or just full game on them?
Yeah, both these teams are really bad starters to games, so I really don't have a feel for the first half play because both of them have just come out starting slow. So I would lean with UMass because that's who I think full game, and I think that they can really lead this game and win this game wire to wire. But we're just gonna have to wait and see.
We got Dom also throwing out another good stat. This is a weird stat. Clemson is 4-15 versus teams with winning records after 15 games or more the last 3 seasons. It's a lot of caveats to that stat, but I think there's something there. You know, they're struggling against the better teams. And it's obviously the ACC, so a tough road path there as far as schedule goes. Matt Randall, NC State, to be honest, but never like going against Max. So he's like an NC State, but might keep him off of it. Your opinion there. What about the taint play of the day, Max? How did that do yesterday? Do you know?
Yeah, UMBC had to go to double overtime versus Hartford. They had a huge goddamn lead, and they fucking let it dwindle away in the second half. A perfect example of a tale of two halves. Yet I didn't get burnt. I hit UMBC on the money line. I hit the -1.5, and I hit the over. So definitely a shout out to Matt Randall, my friend, Taint Play of the Day creator. I love Taint. He knows I love Taint. Taint is great. And when the Taint Play of the Day hits, I am a happy duck.
Taint Play of the Day, great marketing. And wait, Max, what exactly is Taint Play of the Day? What exactly is taint for the new people out there?
Taint is that skin between the vagina and the asshole on a beautiful woman. And sometimes when you're down there, you just want to like kiss it or touch it or tickle it. It's just a piece of skin in between 2 holes that you like to enter with your Johnson.
Is that the medical term for that area of the body? Do you know, or is that just a?
I don't know if it's a medical definition of it, but it's definitely been told to me by people as I've grown up through the years. And where do you learn about sex from? Where do you learn about women from? You learn about it from your older cousins, your older buddies. Yes. They show you the way, and they'll serve up your first piece of ass on a platter for you.
Mine was always like friends, older brothers telling me crazy stuff, and some of it you believe, some of it you ran with. But taint play of the day, and taint is the skin in the private area of a girl's body. Don't like to think of it from a male's perspective. That would, at least for me, it could be a little weird. Like NC State, Clemson has been bad. Walls offensively from Rashad. Jay Lopez on Clemson. Dom Ricci. On another note, I am pumped for the New York Jets. Signed Le'Veon Bell and James Crowder. They are signing a lot of people. Do you pay attention to the NFL offseason at all, or just not enough time?
No, I only pay attention to the Cleveland Brown news, and I know that we got Odell, so I'm pretty happy about that, but I'm not convinced that he's going to be able to go from the metropolitan life of New York to dirty old Cleveland. No offense to anyone that lives there.
Are you a Browns fan?
Oh, I'm a Browns fan, a hardcore Browns fan, and I'm a fucking resentful Browns fan because when I see Baltimore Ravens losing Terrell Suggs, I'm literally buying a cake at fucking Metro and putting candles on it and blowing it out like it's my birthday. Fuck the Baltimore Ravens. They stole 2 Super Bowls from my goddamn franchise. They should have been Cleveland Brown fucking Super Bowls. And Ray Lewis and Ed Reed should have been fucking Cleveland Brown Hall of Famers, not Baltimore Ravens.
I like the passion, Max, and I agree with you. They kind of did steal that. That kind of sucked that they had to move like that. Drew Daddy saying it's a beautiful day, bro. It really nothing like drinking during the day in the best city in the world. Where you at, Drew Daddy? You know where Drew Daddy's at, Max?
Uh, no, not off the top of my head, but I do have 420 memories, so sometimes I forget these things.
Okay. Lots of everything in Chicago. Okay. Chicago is a great town. It's a lot of fun. Wrigleyville, if you haven't been there, Max, I would recommend getting there. It's a lot of fun. Day drinking. Good city to do some day drinking in. Maybe catch a Cubs game, or just the bar scene is really good. But let's get back to handicapping. Guys, if you're liking the show, it is early. This is the early show. Only done it a couple times, so we're just getting into the groove. We'll also be back at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time to hit on the night slate. But we got Colorado State, Boise State, Mountain West basketball, 141 being the total. Looks like Boise minus 3.5 across the board. Not seeing any shops off of that. It did open 3, so a little push here towards Boise, even though according to the percentage of bets, 54% on Colorado State, and still Boise pushed to minus 3.5. So the market liking the Broncos here. How are you feeling about this Mountain West matchup, Max?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking at this game from an under perspective. I think that there's going to be a little bit less points scored. I'm going to probably just take the first half under. So if you can get me a number for that while I do my breakdown of this game, Boise's going to be led by Zach Haney and Justinian Jessup. I don't want to mention the piece of shit that they have on their roster. His name's Derek Alston. Every time he jumps up and shoots the basketball or goes up for a rebound or block, I hope that he tears his Achilles when he comes down. He's just a piece of crap and I hate him. So I'm not going to go onto why I hate him, but I will on my YouTube channel one of these days. This Boise State team definitely plays a little bit worse on the road. That is proven for sure through the stats. 12 turnovers on the road compared to about 10 at home. They lost last time versus Colorado State because of their 3-point shot. They were 5 for 27 from 3. They just didn't get to the free throw line enough. They didn't make free throws. They played terrible perimeter defense. When you're letting Colorado State and JD Page score 58% of their field goal shots, that means Nico Cavartier is having a big game, and that means that you're in trouble. Because the big man, he's a wide body. He's not a big leap or anything like that, but he knows how to move his body, knows how to get into spots, and he knows how to get to the line and score. So I am worried about that, but I think that this Boise State team, they showed their true potential when they demolished Air Force in their last game. I think that they carried on. They get some revenge versus Colorado State, and that they cover this 3 points. I'm not taking the 3.5 points. I will take 3, even if I have to buy down. I think that this game is going to be an ass clincher.
In the first half, we got 66.5 and minus 1.5 for Boise State. Does that change any of your opinion as far as those numbers?
66.5. No, I'll take the 66.5.
Like in the under?
Yeah, I like the under first half.
Early start
it's gonna
here.
Pick up, yeah, it's going to pick up in the second half for sure.
Okay, yeah, college kids, early start. I would always lean towards the under. I like that breakdown, Max. We got another one here, 673, 674, small schools, Idaho State, Southern Utah. As far as the bet percentages go, and on SBR odds, just so you guys know, it is number of tickets written. It's not amount of money. And just a personal note, whenever you see amount of money percentages, I would really be careful just from being down around sportsbooks. They don't like to let a lot of that information out. So I'd kind of pump the brakes on how much emphasis you put on that in terms of your handicap. However, tickets written is a little bit more, in my opinion, valid. We got 149 as the total, minus 2.5 Southern Utah. And talking about the bet percentage, it's 96% of tickets written are on Southern Utah, and it's stayed at 2.5. That's Southern Utah laying the 2.5 points. So, Max, any opinion here? Idaho State, Southern Utah?
Yeah, the Southern Utah team's 3-0 as like a 1 and 2.5 point fave. So I understand where people are thinking, but this is a team that's 2-7 when they're playing lower team competition on the road. This is a neutral court game. This is a day game. This is a West Coast game. Southern Utah only hit 65% of their free throws, but they hit the offensive glass, getting 9 a game. They got to limit turnovers, and they need Brandon Better to be better. Brandon Better is a 3-point shooter. He's not afraid to hoist up threes, but he needs to make them. If he's having an 0 for 8 game from 3-point range, Southern Utah is not covering, and this game is not getting over. They rely on Dre Martin, and I think that Jacob Calloway needs to step up specifically. Do keep in mind, Idaho State is 0-4 ATS in the day, but they do hit a decent amount of their free throws, 77%. Southern Utah has to be strong on the ball, force steals, both shoot a fair amount of threes, and it's just going to come down to what kind of defense that we're getting. Are we going to get the similar slumping defense that we've been seeing recently, where each team is letting 37 to 43% of 3-point shots be made against them, and 44 to 46% of shots made from the field? Because of this, I'm just going to do this pretty simply. I'm going to get on Southern Utah full game. I'm going to agree with the market. I think that this number could be a little higher, but because of where it is ATS, I'm going to jump on Southern Utah. I think that they're going to be able to contain Brandon Boyd, and I think that Kelvin Jones is going to have one of his disappearing act games where he's been very inconsistent. He is their lead front court player, but I think that he is going to be off today, and I think that Southern Utah is going to be able to win the game, cover the 2.5, and I think that this game goes over full game, 149. I'm not betting it. I'm just going to stick to the side.
Okay, so -2.5 for Southern Utah. Max's play there on the small school game. We got an ACC matchup here, Max. 6-2-3, 6-2-4, 2:30 p.m. Eastern tip. This will be off before our later show. We got Miami, Virginia Tech, 137.5 the total. Looks like 7 or 7.5. That's Virginia Tech laying in this one. Mostly 7.5s out there. Pinnacle, the lone shop right now on the front page of SBR odds, sitting at 7. Max, this is an interesting matchup, a rematch of the last game of the season, of the regular season in the ACC conference play. And a couple of interesting things I noticed. One, this is a total of 137.5 with Virginia Tech laying 7.5. Just in that last game of the regular season, just last week, it was Virginia Tech -9 at home. So a 1.5 difference here going from Blacksburg to a neutral site. Also 132 the total. That's a little bit more surprising. This is a 5-point shift in just 1 week towards the over. You got to wonder, is that too much? However, the last game was 84-70, so flying way over that total. Obviously has something to do with the compensation the odds makers are making, up to 137.5. It opened 137, pushed to 137.5, so a 0.5 point move there on the total. These two teams played twice. In the last game of the season, 84-70. Also earlier in the season, down in Coral Gables, 82-70. That was Virginia Tech going down to South Florida and winning. So two very similar scores in terms of the results of these two ACC teams. Right around the same. Miami scoring the same 70 points. Virginia Tech putting up 82 and 84. So Virginia Tech's kind of dominated here. 7.5 in a neutral site game. You think anything changes, or just stay with the trend here? Virginia Tech minus the 7.5.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay with the trend here. I'm going to take Virginia Tech -7. The 3-point defense is going to be the key for them, 28.8%, which is 12% better than Miami. 79% from the free throw line on 20 attempts, plus 7 on the defensive rebounds. That's where Kerry Blackshear is obviously going to play a big role today versus Zundu. And Virginia Tech's only committing 10 turnovers a game. They have figured out how to play without Justin Robinson, and just in time, Justin Robinson is going to be healthy and be on the bench and be available today. Virginia Tech's strong on the ball because they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, my fellow Canadian, and he's going to shoot it up. He's going to light it up today. You know what? He's had some poor offensive shooting performances as of late, but he does things without the ball. You have to watch him closely to see how good his basketball IQ is today. I think that Ty Outlaw has really taken the challenge upon himself from Coach Buzz Williams, and he's going to be able to continue his emergence this year without Justin Robinson in the lineup. And obviously, you got to get some Ahmad Hill shooting. I think we're going to get that today. I think Virginia covers this game. I think that this game goes over just like the previous two games gone. I don't think that it's a blowout by any means. I think Virginia Tech will have to bring their best game and best defense, but we saw Buzz Williams scouting this Miami team yesterday, and Miami is going up against Virginia Tech. This is not Wake Forest. There's a clear difference in opponent's strength. So I'm on Virginia Tech. I may be being square and taking all these favorites, but that's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm putting my money on it. Taylor fade. All I want you guys to do is make money.
I'm with you, Max. I love the breakdown. I agree with you. Buzz Williams, good coach. Alexander and Blackshear, good players. Free throws 76% from Virginia Tech. Also 40% from beyond the 3-point line. Top 10 in offensive and top 30 in defensive efficiency. So I think Virginia Tech's the side here. And also keep in mind, Miami banged up, they're depth shy. They're a depth shy team. A lot of their bench, they really only rotate 2 more guys in. So as they get deeper into the ACC tournament, keep in mind, this is a back-to-back game here. So I don't like betting Miami down the stretch here. I know it came back to that they were able to cover yesterday, but like Max just said, different caliber of opponent. Pac-12 game here, Arizona USC. I don't have any. I didn't bet this game. I mean, the Pac-12 has obviously been down, both of these two teams, as far as getting into March Madness on the outside, looking in, wanting to make a run. I will say this about the Pac-12 tournament. It's a free-for-all, man, and all of these teams know it. It's almost like every team is beatable. So somebody's going to get that automatic bid. They'll probably get one more team in. Max, do you think that the Pac-12 is a one bid league, or you think they'll get 2 in?
They don't deserve 2 bids. They only deserve 1, and that's only because they have an at-large bid in their tournament. I don't think that any of these Pac-12 teams, even Washington, frankly deserve to be in this tournament. I am a mid-major guy. I am always going to advocate for the inclusion of more mid-major basketball teams, and I am going to continue that this year. What I've seen from college basketball the last 5 years is parity, okay? Loyola Chicago, they proved it last year. There will be another team that does it this year. Maybe it'll be my Liberty Flame. Who fucking knows? But what we do know is that these Power 5 schools are overvalued, they're overappreciated, and they're getting spots in the tournament that they don't deserve.
Yeah, also, I don't know if you saw the Larry Scott thing. It's kind of making big news as far as the spending that the Pac-12 is doing from their from their executives, a bunch of limos and really high rent there in San Francisco. I believe like $7 million a year or something like that for their offices. Rent, just a lot going on. Flying private around. I don't know. It's kind of like an issue. Did you see anything on that?
Yeah, I've seen it, but it doesn't surprise me. It's the same thing with unions. So union dues, where do they go? They go to a fancy office downtown Toronto on Bay Street. That's what it is in America also. So it doesn't surprise me. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. We got to learn how to stay out of both sides, and we learn how to serve cock soup to our bookies and take their money and their estates.
Yeah, worry about the small stuff, the important stuff, the personal stuff, and take it to your bookie cock soup wise. Absolutely. Roger. What's up, boys? Watch out for Ball State. Welcome in, man. Just got Blue Dream and Girl Scout cookies last night. I'm guessing that was 420 induced. Drew Daddy, Barry, what's up? Jesus Cabrera, welcome in. Fairleigh Dickinson, the sleeper team. You like Fairleigh Dickinson in the tournament, Max?
Oh, come on, Drew. I was on FDU yesterday. I've been on FDU all year. I was loving FDU. I was crying tears of joy. Jaheel Jenkins, what a fucking sophomore. I cannot wait to see him next year in a lead role. I'm just sad that Xavier Malone Key's injured and he wasn't able to enjoy and get in on that because they walked into St. Francis building. St. Francis had the building packed. They were loud, and they shut down Keith Braxton, and they won that fucking NEC cram. They're going dancing, baby. Let's go, Fairleigh Dickinson.
That was cool that they went into their house and won. That was awesome, man. Wofford will be a big sleeper pick from Barry. I like Wofford too, man. And I know you think they'll be like a 9 or a 10, I think you said. I think they'll be like a 7, man. I think because it's not fair to the team that they play if they're a 10. That's not fair to that 7 team, you know? Whatever team the 7 is.
If the 7's a Power 5 team, then fuck them. They've had the freaking board stacked up for them for so long. It's time to get a cold bowl of cock soup, courtesy of some mid-major schools. And there are some goddamn talented mid-major schools. We're going to see upsets this year. I guarantee that.
Yeah, we are, man. Just throw out like your top 3. What, Wofford? Who else do you think is going to get?
I think that Liberty can beat somebody. I think that whoever comes out of the Big Sky, whether it be Montana, Northern Colorado, these teams with these breakout game-changing scores, they can do fucking work. Northern Colorado falls into that. There's a whole bunch of teams. Teams like, let me think off the top of my head. Vermont. Vermont's a team
OVC.
that can beat people. Yeah,
Vermont.
Murray State. They can both get in. They can both do damage. There's just a ton of mid-major schools that can beat on a take all or die kind of game. So we'll see what happens.
We got Drew Daddy, LOL. So what, Roger? Different personalities. I don't know what's going on. It's hard to keep up. But Maxwell swears too much. No, he doesn't. It's all right to let him swear. Roger. It's all right. It's good to be professional, but swearing is fine. We're allowed to talk taint on this show. It's been approved by the higher ups. We got I'm fine saying cock soup. And also, Jansen, I don't wear skinny jeans. We've gone over this, man. $50 was going to turn into $7,000, 17 parlay. Good for you, man. Fairleigh Dickinson, good team. Headshot saying, I say it in low bag. I'm going to say it here. Don't forget to hit the like button so we continue to have a platform to make money together on. Absolutely well said, Headshot. The Canadian Reggie in the house. Tara Nicole. Great show, guys. Got to head to work. Well, Tara, have a safe drive on your ride to work. All right, guys, we got 2 more games. I believe we have to hit before we can end this show. Maybe 3 here because we'll start up at 4:00 Eastern. So the Wyoming New Mexico game we will be able to hit on the later show. So really, we only have 1 game left here. Fordham, Richmond, and then we can kind of open it up to whatever. 134.5 or 135 as the total, Max. Richmond laying 4.5 in this one. It opened 3.5, so a full point move with 66% of the tickets written on Richmond. Full point move. Do you agree with the market here? Up to 4.5?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the market. I wish that I got the Godfather of volumes 2.5. I only got 3.5 this morning. I'm very confident on this Richmond spot because of the fact that Jesse Bunting for Fordham is not going to be in the lineup. This is a very key defensive player, their best front court player. Unfortunately, he suffered a stroke. My prayers are with him and his family. But I think that this Richmond team, they're scoring the ball well. They're hitting their threes. This is a team that has to score to win. They're hitting 48% of their field goals. I do worry about them at the line, but Fordham doesn't do a lot at the line either. So both are bad on the glass. I think that there's going to be a limited amount of turnovers, and I think that Richmond's going to be able to share the ball with Grant Golden, Jacob Gilliard, and Nathan Kao, my other French-Canadian compadre, go Quebec. But I think that this team offensively is just going to be a little too much for Fordham. Antoine Portley and Nick Honor have a lot on their shoulders. Definitely the health and condition of Jesse Bunting is going to be weighing on them. And I just think that when it comes to basketball, Richmond's going to be more focused. Richmond's going to be able to cover and win this game.
Okay, so liking Richmond minus the 4.5. So favorite morning for you, Max. Not many underdogs, huh?
No, I'm liking all the favorites today. It could be bad news for me, but I got to trust what I'm seeing from the numbers, what I'm seeing from these teams, and that's what it is. You know, I could be coming on here at 4 o'clock a little later, apologizing, having tears of regret rolling down my face, losing tickets stuck to my chest with tears of regret, but we could come in big. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Son of a bitch, fuck off.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Answer it. She might
No,
be
it's probably
important.
some debt collector, some fucking person from the government trying to collect money from me that I'm never gonna give them. So fuck them.
Hopefully the Canadian government is not. Are they broke like like a lot of governments out there?
They're not broke, but they love to just spend our money and give it to their chromies and get rich off our tax dollars. So I'm not really a big fan of abiding by the Canadian government's policies when it comes to giving them our hard-earned money. So they can suck my dick.
We're not broadcast in Canada anyway. Don't worry about that. No, I'm joking. Everything they threw up went in. Yep, they did. St. Mary's outplayed Zags all game, but they ran like God all game. St. Mary's game that was pretty surprising to me. I thought Gonzaga was the side, even laying the points. So I agree with you. We got Idaho State Southern Utah game at 2:30. Did we hit? Yeah, we hit that. Other people in the chat, let us know what's on your mind, guys. Also, please hit the like button as well. That helps us out. Nolly knows too much lean and prune juice for me last night. I overslept, but I am here now. Max, you sent me a text saying, it was a terrible night for you, just going 20-21. That's not too bad, man, as far as a terrible night goes.
Yeah, but I bet almost $5,000 to freaking go 20-21. It was a fucking bitch and a half because I made a stupid call on the Gonzaga game. And then I compounded it by adding another 2 units on the live play. So I actually went 0-5 for -5 units just on that Gonzaga game. And if we take away those Gonzaga bets, we know what my record would have been. We know that I would have probably made at least keg steak money with a couple bourbons and a good tip. But yet, I had to dip into my own pocket. I had to go into my Canadian bankroll of colored money, and I had to pay a lady of the night to make me remember that I am Maxwell Smart. I am a college basketball capper for SBR. I'm Drew Martin, the Polite Cappers co-host, and that I need to get back in the saddle, cash some tickets, serve some cock soup, and buy my favorite local strippers lots of chicken tenders and honey. So now that I had my fluids emptied from a lovely girl that I don't know her name, but it's all good. She didn't speak much English, but she got the job done. It worked out. So now I may be laying a lot of chalk today, but there's a shitload of games. I may be hitting some dogs later, so let's not jump to conclusions. We're going to make some money this afternoon. I hope so. I pray so. And remember, if you're losing a bet, get on a live play. Hedge your bet. Don't just sit there like me and cry about it.
Well, so you don't remember her name? What did she look like, man?
She was a short Asian girl, pretty much standard looking, but she had a very nice bubble butt. So that's the one area of her body that I remember most intently. And it was a great fluid emptying exchange. It was very nice. It's very nice.
All right, yeah.
It's always very nice for me. I don't know about her
Good.
because I don't really give a shit how she's liking it. So we'll see about that, though.
That's good, man. I like that. Are you into the Asians? Good for you, man. And yeah, Drew Daddy, I was struggling to keep up with the conversations. It's tough, man. It's almost like we need a summary, somebody to say like a summary of what's going on when we're breaking down the games. But love seeing everybody's opinion on what's going on. Looks like a lot's going on in the chat, man. It's tough to keep up with it, but Asian persuasion for sure. Is that your go-to as far as the opposite sex, Max? Asian persuasion?
No, I actually prefer a blonde Eastern European who doesn't speak very much English but knows how to say yes and no.
Okay. That's good. Also, I'm with you. The broken English isn't a bad thing. It's almost a good thing, I feel. Max, I know we're gamblers, but don't forget the protection.
Oh, I always wrap it up. It's always wrapped up. It's my best friend. I would never do that to him.
Really? Even after the alcohol is flowing?
Even when the alcohol is flowing, doesn't matter. It's my best friend. The only time that I would take it off to let him go bareback is on a Tinder date, and I haven't been on one of those in a while.
So it's Tinder, not Bumble, not any of those other ones? Just
Well,
Tinder?
Bumble, the women have to choose you. So most of them are trying to choose me when they got other options. So I got to go on Tinder. I got to be aggressive with my messaging. And yeah, just click right, click right, click right, click right till I get a match.
Dude, you got to put like a little dog in your picture or something on Bumble. That might help you.
Yeah, maybe. I do have a cute dog and he just got groomed. So he is looking quite delicious.
Dude, bring him on the show. Let's see that little guy.
He went to work today, so he likes to go to the office. When he goes to the office, he gets to run around. He gets treats from all the ladies who also have voluptuous chests. So he's a poon hound, as I call him. I love the poom poom, and my dog Oliver, he's a poom hound.
Nice, man. Good stuff. Well, yeah, we've covered all the games as far as before the early show. Any late night action you want to get down as far as maybe beating the line move or anything you think won't be there later in the day?
Yeah, I think that if you're looking to get on the under in this Montana State Idaho game, be very careful. These are teams that shoot a lot of 3 points against each other. I'm looking to actually go against the line movement. It is moving towards the under. It opened at 155. It's now down to 152 in spots. I think that Lamar against Houston Baptist, even though they literally destroyed them a couple weeks ago, I think that the Lamar here is worth 4 points. I think it's a similar situation to the South Alabama game. I'm not going to take them first half. I'm just going to take them full game. So give me Lamar -4. That's something I'm looking at. And my man Jeff Lopez, who is 9-0 and kicking ass and taking names, he's on this Butler +1.5 full game. I'm looking to get on Butler full game, but I'm looking to get on Providence first half with my man Dean Williams. Keep in mind, Providence blew the fucking cover off Butler's ass a couple games ago. And then one other spot that I'm looking at, Patriot League Championship. Bucknell Bison. Kimball motherfucking McKenzie. Oakville, Ontario's finest. He's getting himself a championship. He's going dancing in March. Put your money on it. I put my fucking word on it. Let's go, Kimball. Let's go, Nate Sestina. Let's go, Bucknell.
Bucknell. Like it, man. We got a bunch going on. I'm also looking at the Vanderbilt Texas A&M total. It has been hit a little bit towards the under, 135 down to 133 right now. And back to the old sentiment, Vanderbilt really has slowed the pace down all season long, and I think the market, it's come onto it a little bit. We're seeing it here as well, down 2 points. But Texas A&M has a top 100 defensive efficiency, and Vanderbilt just struggles to score. Ever since Garland's been out, it's been multiple months now, and they've really just slowed down the pace against teams that can actually play decent defense. So I'm looking towards that as far as the under on the later slate, that number might not be there, 133.5. Juan Ruiz saying, did you guys run through the Virginia Tech Hurricanes game? Yep, just keep fading the Hurricanes. Both Max and I like the Virginia Tech side. That game will be finishing up as we start our later show, so should be fun to watch with us both on Virginia Tech. Headshot's got a little advice for you on Tinder. We got to kind of wrap it up here, but Max, little advice on Tinder. If you just auto swipe right, the algorithm throws you to the bottom, so you have to swipe left every now and again. That does make sense.
Okay.
I got little algorithms like that.
All right, that's cool. I need that advice because, listen, I spend a lot of money on these ladies of the night, and I can always use a cheap date, a $50, get her drunk at a bar and then take her home and bang her and then get rid of her after type of Tinder Bumble date. Bumble that doesn't exist, but on Tinder, they still work. They still there. Let's go, Tinder.
Can't you like vent them a little bit? Like, hey, what are you into? I'm looking to kind of casual before you actually go on a date and spend money.
A lot of them say that they're into casual, but as soon as you are face to face with them, they're like, yeah, I'm not going to fuck you tonight. I'm like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, I'm just going to get you a bunch of Jagger shots and we'll see how many compliments I can give you before you think that I'm beautiful and that you want to fuck me.
And you want to just check out my apartment to see if it's a good time.
If it's safe, if it's warm, if it's inviting, if the couch is comfortable. There's all different types of stuff that we can do. Be like, I need help bathing. Can you come help me? Like, come on. Women want to
Exactly.
have sex just as much as we do, so
And
they'll
and
take that
especially if you got
bullshit
the
sometimes.
little dog there, man. Use him to your advantage, or her.
Yeah, but he wants to get in on it also, so I have to end up freaking locking him out of the room, and he's just trying to scratch on the door trying to get in. It's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not into that bestiality stuff. I'll have sex in front of farm animals, but I won't have sex in front of my fucking dog or with my dog. That's just criminal, even in Canada.
I don't think it matters if dog's watching. Let him watch. Uh, isn't Vandy terrible? Yes, they are, Nick. It's part of the bet. I mean, I think terrible. They're also terrible on offense as well. So that's why I like the under as well. All right, Max, we got to wrap it up, man. Anything else you want to throw out before we shut this down?
Yeah, I'm jumping on the under Texas A&M with Vandy. Noli Knows has already messaged me this morning about it. I agree with it. I agree with Vince on the first half also, and I'm taking Texas A&M full game. I think that Texas A&M with Wendell Mitchell, even though TJ Starks will not be playing, I think that that's enough for them to be able to dispatch this Vandy team, who, frankly, is looking to end this season.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm pretty sure that's going to be my best bet. If I should just lock it in right now. You think it will move down
I
from
think you,
133?
I think you should. I think that the Texas A&M total is going to go down. I do see a 132 and a half, and it did open at 135. Pinnacle's hanging a 133 and a half, juice to minus 117. So maybe they're trying to get you to take that right now. I'm not sure about that. But like I said, when Noli Knows is on under, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to do my due diligence. But chances are, when I'm hitting close to 80% on the cappers totals, I'm going to get on it regardless. So I'm on the under in this, and I'm on Texas A&M. I think that this number will go up by the time our later show starts.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit more study on it, but yeah, guys, we'll be back at 4 o'clock Eastern, running down the night slate, and also the games that are on, updating you on that. But yeah, everybody out there, best of luck with your bets. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Headshot, Alex, Drew, Daddy, CR, what's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like button, smash the like button. It does help us out. We're at 69 likes right now. That's kind of a good number, but still want it higher. So yeah, for Maxwell Smart, I am Drew Martin. Thank you to Rafa behind camera. We're going to get him ready for his Costa Rican and soccer picks as well during the show. Maybe throw one out. Hopefully that happens, Rafa. But yeah, for Max, I'm Drew. We'll be back 4 o'clock Eastern. Best of luck with your daytime bets, guys. See you at 4.